All right, we are going to do a little bit of setting. Let's do 2 of you on the ground, 2 of you sitting, and then 2 of you tossing. Sure, sit right there. Nope, go sit down by your water. Yep, sitting. Sitting. Yeah. Okay, toss it. You're going to come up close. We're going to just look at our hands for the moment. The only time that I allow slapping a ball in our gym is when we're doing something that needs to click in our brain that the ball was contacted. So this is one of those times where we will say the tosser is going to slap the ball to signal to the setter that the ball was passed. And then they're going to put their hands up as if they're going to set the ball. And before they actually set the ball, go sit down, please. We're going to just take a look at what their hands look like. So here we go. Hands up. All right. Very good. Very good. Up, 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 up. Other way. Good. Okay. Big open hands. We're going to tell Bryn to put her thumbs back a little bit. Okay. And bend your elbows. Okay. So these are good setting hands right now. I can't right now. The other thing we look for, you can rest your arms, both of you. If you put your arms up, you can see this. We call this the fat part of your wrist. No matter how skinny and little they are, they all have this little fat part of their wrist that crinkles. And that's what we want to see. That's what gives our setters their wrists and their bounce, at least at some level. They're just going to set with their wrists. So at the lower levels, yes, we're going to heave balls with our entire, legs, arms, everything. Felicia sets for you. She's just going to throw balls here unless she's moving and having to push a ball hard. So just a little note, something to look for in their wrists. Yep, it takes a little bit to actually figure out how do my hands work that way, but I promise you can do it and they can do it. All right, so we're gonna slap. Hands are gonna go up and then we're gonna catch the ball in our setting position. Okay, ready? Go. Come over here. Yep, and then go ahead and toss it back. Sorry. Sit down, I'll have you do it. Sit, right here. Yep, go ahead, keep going, tossers. Before you toss the ball, come right here. Make sure that their hands look good and that they have crinkles. As the setter, make sure that you have crinkles in your wrist. Okay, ready? Put your thumbs back. Yep. There you go. Ready? Do you want to switch setters? You stay. I'm not setting. Okay, and then go ahead, do the same thing. Notice the difference in their hands and their, yes, catch. Okay, ready? Ready? Okay. Good job. I'll say that one of the things you'll see out of young setters is this. Fingers going towards the ball. We like to tell them to poke their eyes. So they should be here. And then yes, the window, the triangular window, they should be looking through that. So if they were to go under a ball to set and miss the ball, it lands on their forehead, nose, in that area. And all 10 fingers touch the ball, okay? You two stay, and let's do the same thing, slap, toss, and then set a ball back. Mia, keep your thumbs back. Okay, so if you watch, you keep going. Watching Mia's hands, she has good hands when she goes into start. You can see that she has not done a whole lot of setting because her fingers end up here. Okay, and if the proper way in setting would be you're here, but then when you finish, if you watch Alicia's hands, she'll finish here. The more this happens, the more doubles and bad, ugly things that come out of your hands happen. So here, and then we call it Supermanning. So it's set and then fly. All right, done. So that's a basic, something to get them started. Can be tough because you have to practice your tossing also. There's a lot of tossing that goes on in volleyball, which makes it difficult sometimes. Yes, dear.
When the player is going to set, is there too much holding that can happen? Like I've seen players just almost with the ball. Where is
Yeah.
that acceptable?
Well, the unacceptable area depends on your ref. Would you agree? For the most part, sometimes. There's a difference in the club and the high school and how strict they are. They are way more lenient in the high school right now than they are at club. Would you agree with me on that one? High school, they don't like to call anything right now. It's like kind of ridiculous, but club is a lot more. Alicia, you gonna set? Ew. Give me a good ball. Yep. So that would be, again, an ideal. Alicia has good fast wrists. Setters differ in how they release the ball. Can you do it slow? Yeah. Slow release? Just wait. Okay, take my phone and go play. There, okay, so there, that was what you might see. You might see it. That's probably at the high school level illegal, yes. At the lower levels, you probably see it. Mia, set. See what Mia looks like when she sets. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so coming from a non-setter, not bad. Bryn? And again, you probably noticed the difference just in more in her follow through. All right, ready, Bryn? There's a little bit more of a carry. She's got slower wrists. Superman through. There you go. James? All right. Hey, there we go. Tell Ceiling you're a setter. No? Okay. One thing I would tell James is that he takes the ball super low. And we would like the ball up higher. Couple of reasons. Number one, it gets the ball to the hitter faster. Once we do get up, especially to the higher levels. Number two, if you start here and then you push, then that is a carry. So that, do you feel the ball in your hands for that longer, like second in there? Okay.
Are you pushing different when you're going over the net versus when you're setting to your partner? Are you ever setting just to get it over the net?
Setting to put it over the net versus setting a hitter?
Yes.
Yes, but the technique itself is still the same. It's like if you're just setting the ball to get it over the net, we would typically set that ball lower, faster, and push it to a place. Whereas if we're setting hitters, it's going to be a nice, soft set. If that makes sense. But everything else is the same. It's still left, right, hands, and push. And you still can't double it if you send it over. It's like you still can't do that type of a move with your hands. Thank you. Yes?
Maybe you mentioned this already, but do you recommend that as a coach doing a toss for right now? I feel like when we did it last year, it was like the tosses were all over the place.
Yeah. So if you didn't hear, the question was, do you recommend having a coach toss? Yes and no. Yes, because it gets you some skill basis, and no, because if they never learn to toss, they never learn to toss. So if I'm running like a 12-year-old type practice, maybe I rotate through. So they still have a partner, so they're still getting reps the whole time. But I go through and I give them a couple of tosses, and then I move on to the next player. So they get both. They have to practice tossing. We have high school varsity level players who cannot toss a ball. It's kind of sad, but yet some of them have had coaches who've consistently been the tossers. And I think that you learn both aspects if you are a tosser. But yet, yes, you do need decent tosses at times so that you can learn the skill. Is that good answer? Okay. So other things that we would do with our setters, do you want to each grab a ball? Or here? too. We do a lot of wall work. Do you want to go do, we're going to do 50 quick, and then 50 level 2s, and then 50 level 3s. Follow Alicia. If you can see, so oftentimes there's one of you, and there's like 10, 12, 20, however many players to try to deal with. So I will utilize the wall when possible. James, hands higher. There you go. And this is something that my setters do. They come into the gym and they grab a ball and they do this on their own every day before we even start practice. So they'll just do 50 quicks and they're checking for their crinkles in their wrists. They'll do 50 quicks and then they'll do 50. So your second 50 do up into the cuts in the wall. Okay? So that after they do 50 of those that take a step back off of the wall, go a little bit higher. My setters, varsity level setters, and even some of the JV setters will work with a weighted ball so that they get even more of that wrist snap in there. Go ahead and move on to level 3s. Hit the top gray, please. Yep.
So the goal is that they're working on aim,
Yes.
that they're hitting it where you want, and what else?
Working on their hands and their left rights. Alicia will left right every time before she sets. She'll left right and then set. If you pay attention to their feet for a little while, left right every time before you set. If they're not a setter, they're just however they get to the ball, they're going to set the ball. The goal is that they're going to left right because when they are a setter, or if they're in the setter position, you have the net along the right side of them, keeps the ball from going over the net, keeps their shoulders and hips open to their team. So one question often is like when we do approaches, things change if you're left-handed or right-handed. When you're setting, it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed, it's always left, right, set.